In this video we will take a look at 5 update armors that has been developed in Skyblivion, but it is important to remember that the game is still in development, so all the armor we will look at today may be subject to change. Enjoy watching. I'm sure most of you loved Oblivion for its elaborate quest in Dark Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild, the island of the Mad Prince Shegrad, the storyline with the Mythic Dawn and their armor, which almost everyone who played Oblivion wanted, and for many other things. Even though Skyrim is a great game, it was always missing something, but now with the release of Skyblivion we'll finally have the best of both worlds. Let's start with the Dwemer armor. In the original version of the armor there were patterns on both shoulder pads, while in the new version only one shoulder pad had the same pattern. As for this pattern I couldn't find any information, and it doesn't look like a letter or a combination of letters from the Dwemer alphabet. If you know what it is, you can tell about it in the comments, I would be interested to know. We can also observe a more realistic breastplate shape, and in the abdomen area the same construction is used in the original armor, but it is made here to improve movement and gives better mobility to the wearer. Overall, the armor clearly shows its Dwemer origin thought, its pattern, decoration and structure. Now let's talk about leather armor. The original armor had shoulder pads made of rough linen or leather and was tied with ropes, while the new version has full-fledged shoulder pads that give the armor a more warlike appearance. In the original armor, the wrist and hand protection are combined,
You murdering bastard!
while in the new version of the armor we have protection for the wrist and the beginning of the hand, and the glove is worn under the protective layer. As for helmet, the new look leather helmet has more protection for the face specifically. Now let's move on to everyone's favorite Dark Brotherhood armor. Let's start with the black hands ropes. The original version was black with traces of red paint, so to speak, black gloves with the fingers smeared in something, and that's all, nothing special. But in the new version we will see a completely new look for this unique rope. The close capes are held together in the middle by a silver black emblem, and on the belt we can see an attached book which most likely contains the content of the 5 tenets of the Dark Brotherhood. Regarding the Dark Brotherhood assassin armor, the armor has also undergone a global change and doesn't resemble its original version. Its new look, the hands are not roped with all sorts of ropes, but rather are fastened with straps in the right places. The new version of the armor has place for 2 small throwing knives on the belt, while in the original armor these 2 pockets were located on the characters' chests. They also removed the single pauldron from the right hand with the Dark Brotherhood symbol, and now there are no iron graves. There is also a dark version of the assassin armor, but its meaning is currently unknown. I think it might be a reward for ranking up. Glass armor. Glass armor, like everything else, looks very cool, but to say that about it would be an understatement, because when you look closer you can see the relief and unevenness that its armor has, and it looks incredibly cool. The pauldrons on the update armor were made significantly larger and steel plates were added over them for greater neck protection. As for helmet, it has also been made more closed compared to the original, although the helmet model itself doesn't differ much. The patterns on the foot protection were removed, but most of the patterns were still transferred from the original in order to preserve the original appearance as much as possible. However, this doesn't make the armor bad. On the contrary, it is cool that developers are trying to preserve and at the same time update everything in our favorite game with you, and they are doing it very well. The last armor set we will talk about today is Daedric. Here you can immediately notice cardinal changes, because now we have armor that was not forget, but carved from stone from the Oblivion plane, which gives it a unique look. The difference between the original and update armor is immediately noticeable, so while you're looking at it, I will say my opinion about them. As we remember, the armor of Mythic Dawn organization and the Daedric armor were similar in their faults and were somehow connected in general, but here, in my opinion, it is a bit lost. I get it, the Mythic Dawn is a group of people, not Daedra, but these armors are summoned from Oblivion, yet they look brand new. You know, I'm genuinely happy that there are people who can give us the opportunity to return to our favorite game with the new colors, which has become something unforgettable for some people, and I personally want to thank the Skyblivion development team for this. And I thank you for watching this video. Support me with a like and subscribe on my channel if you like it. See you in new videos and bye!